crafts. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Watch on Wednesday. I'm MJ and it's October. It's also Halloween at the end of the month, and that's why I decided to do a bit of a Halloween special with little DIY projects and a lot of baking and making. So let's get on with it and go. For this little craft you're going to need some paper, some napkins, some elastic string and a black marker pen. Taking the paper, all you need to do is tear it off into strips of various sizes and scrunch them up into a little ball. You need about 8 or 9 of them maybe. Then taking the napkin, cut it into quarters, place the paper ball onto the centre and use the elastic string at this point. You're going to take the napkin and fold it up around the paper, securing in place using the elastic. Then you can take your black marker and draw on your ghostly face. And this is my first ghostly face. This next bit is a little bit tricky and requires a skewer to pierce through both the paper and the napkin so that it almost looks like that, which gives enough room for you to thread the elastic string through, like so. Once you've done that with all of them, you should have something that looks a little like this. First off, to make the jelly worms, you've got to boil the kettle, and once that's done you need to chop up your block of jelly. I'm just using strawberry Hartley's jelly. You want to cut that up into small pieces into a jug. Then once you've chopped it all up, you need about half a pint or half a litre. I think it's half a litre of boiling water, and then stir that and mix it until it's fully dissolved. Once that's done, you can then add 1 sachet of gelatin, and then you need to stir that in. For me, I have decided to add the second half of the jelly. I'm going to use lemonade, and then mix again, make sure it's all fully dissolved. Then you get your straws, and you'll need to cut them into whatever size length you would like. I've decided to make them quite small. You can make them as large as you want. Careful, because there's a chance that all of the straws may just ping everywhere like it did this time. Yeah, don't use those ones. Then once you're done, you need an elastic band to bind them all together. Then you can start to pour the mixture in through the straws. You may need quite a large glass, of which I found out halfway through pouring, and then carry on pouring until the smallest straw is full. Then put that in the freezer. You can use any leftover jelly and pop a bit of mandarin in for like a bit of an extra twist. This one is super duper easy. All you need is a washing up glove that I have turned inside out. All you need to do is fill it up with water, secure an elastic band around the wrist and leave it in the freezer. To make these scareberries, you're going to need a plate with cling film over, some Greek style yoghurt and some strawberries, chocolate chips and some writing icing. Take a few spoonfuls of the Greek yoghurt and then dip your strawberries in, holding them by the stem, and rest them on the cling film. Next, once you've done them all you really need to do is put them in the freezer until the Greek yoghurt sets. Once the strawberries have set, you can then add your 2 chocolate chip eyes and a little chocolate writing icing mouth. And then they're done. Put them back in the fridge until ready to. For the brain bites, you're going to need a little bit of butter, 200 grams of marshmallows, and 150 grams of Rice Krispies, although I accidentally picked up Golden Puffs instead, but they're more brain-like. Melt the butter over a low heat, and once that's fully melted, you can then add your marshmallows. Once the marshmallows have fully melted into a thick paste, you can add the Golden Puffs or Rice Krispies, whichever one you've got. Once you have completely combined them, you are ready to start separating out the mixture into small brains. Now this was very tricky because it's quite a stiff mixture, so I ended up using an ice cream scoop, and this is what they look like. Then to make them a bit more brain-like, I've got a silicone spatula brush and painted a little bit of pink and red food colouring over them. The Mummy biscuits are super duper simple. All you need is a little bit of white chocolate or dark chocolate or milk chocolate, the choice is yours, and you are going to melt that completely, and then you'll need some rich tea biscuits. All you need to do is coat both sides of the rich tea biscuits about 3/4 of the way down. Then using some white chocolate writing icing, just make a random swivelly swishy pattern and add some 2 chocolate chip eyes. To make your Oreo spiders, you're going to need some Oreos, and for me I'm using some fizzy cola laces. You want to separate your Oreo and cut your laces into the whatever length or thickness that you want them to be, and then stick them to the cream of the Oreo. Once you're done, you can piece it back together, and then adding a small circle of white icing, you can then add your chocolate chip eyes, and then you are done with this one. Another quick and easy decoration, taking a glass jar, wrap some medical bandage around it, and then using paper or buttons, add in 2 eyes and a screaming mouth. I've also put some fairy lights inside it, and then once you turn off the lights you have something that looks a little bit like this. Next up, taking an old jam jar, all you need to do is really simple, is just create a ghostly, ghoulish face using a black marker pen, and then make up your favourite milkshake, preferably a vanilla or white coloured one, and then you have your ghouly glass. I think that if you're doing invites, the best thing to do is a tea stained letter and envelope. You'll see that a little bit later on. So this is my little Halloween setup. We've got little vegetables, little kebabs, fruity kebabs, Oreo spiders, little jelly worms here and there, ghost strawberries, a little lantern, the ice hand, the jelly and the candle, the jelly eye, the little vanilla milkshake, and a funky you can decorate your own jar kind of thing, mummy biscuits, and the rice, the sort of sugar puff brains. And then I've got my little decorative invitations and ghost hangings, I could say. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you next week for another Watch on Wednesday. Bye!